Greetings everyone, I am Sister Lilia and I figured why not take a look at a squad that I've been meaning to unbox for a while now. The Cadian Command Squad. Now the box itself is a bit more battered than it is normally because this thing has moved house with me several times. Well, the joy of life, hey? Sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to. So, here we have we've got 5 Cadians. The ones they've modelled on the box are a medic, a voxcaster, a special weapons plasma trooper, a standard bearer with power sword for some reason, and an officer. Now my memory is the command squad can't take power weapons, and I don't think they even could back in 5th when I first started playing the guard. So yeah. It's a shame, because I mean a power sword equipped squad would still be pretty useless, but it'd be funny. This got a guardsman with power swords and basically no armour, because it's flak armour. And on the back we see how they've suggested to paint them. We see their suggested paint guide. We see the same models. It's a shame they didn't build them up differently on the back, just to show something interesting. We don't even see alternative builds for the Commander on there, which is a shame. So yes, now yeah, the box is battered because I've been cats. So yeah, cardboard gets battered when you move. The bases in here were free floating. Thought they came in a bag. Mine might not have. Yes, we've got 5. Is it 25mm basis, or is it 28? Yes, the command squad comes with, and I might have to grab a box so you guys can see the elements it comes with. Pardon me, just unplugging a hot glue gun that's kind of going, I am warm, please use me. So we have standard banner 1, standard banner 2, 2 icons for the top of it. Those can make really cool rods of command, or whatever the name of the relic is. We've got a sniper rifle, heavy flamer, arm for the sniper rifle, some pouched bayonets, some tankards, tankard bayonet and ammo pouch. The other arm for the heavy flamer. You've got 4 legs there, 1 crouching and several in various poses, 4 normal torsos, grenades, rebreathers, which is always cool. I wish the standard kit had have come with those too, because it would have been really cool. Just, I mean, come on, who doesn't like the idea of a full hazard, semi-hazard war gear equipped squad? So yes, we see the other sides of them. We've just got the standard Cadian torsos, some Cadian legs, the other sides of the sniper and flamer, the other sides of the banners. With the Cadian icon, and I'm not sure what icon that is, but that might just be for the platoons. Next, the other squad we have. You might have seen the foam clay in the background there. That was just used for standing the box up. That's something I'll talk about foam clay in future. So in terms of other weapons you get on the sprue, you get a grenade launcher, a melter gun, a plasma gun, a flamer. Now there's only one backpack for a flamer. There's only one fuel tank pack in the set. Oops, pardon, that was out of shot. Which means you can only build the setup as either a heavy flamer or as a normal flamer, which is kind of a shame. I mean, the heavy flamer's cool. I would like to see a Burnator command squad that's just 3 flamers and a heavy flamer used in a shock unit. Probably wouldn't be very effective. Still be kind of fluffy and fun. In terms of other options, we've got 3 commander torsos. We've got the legs for the commander. We've got a plasma pistol, a bolt pistol, heads, including a Vox operator head. We've got the slung over the shoulder las gun. That one's been a staple of many a conversion, I think. Also worked well on the banner. We've got a unhelmeted head holding, well, we've got a hand holding a helmet, we've got hand holding a parchment, we've got some of the hands for the special weapons, we've got a hand for holding that, or I think even being part of the other parchment, which I think I've missed on the other sprue. Or I'm just not seeing it on this one. Oh no, I wasn't seeing it, it's here. So we've got these two here, so you could actually use that as a, if you get a plasma pistol for the offhand, you could use that as an alternative pistol hand, or even chop the chainsword off and put the chainsword on, or the power sword. We've got a Medicae backpack, we've got the head for, I think, the Voxcaster operator. There's a Vox, there's a number of heads on here. And we've got the las pistol here. It comes with the 3 pistol options guard units can take: bolt pistol, plasma pistol, or the humble las pistol. Humble, or some might say useless, but I mean, las weaponry is useful en masse. So too is everything else en masse. Lore-wise, las guns make more sense than bolters for guardsmen, but bolters do a lot more damage en masse as well. I'll share at some point my thoughts on how to fix the Imperial Guard, but with only really one rule. Seems a bit presumptuous. We've got some heads. We've got one that's got an eye patch over his eye. I'm not sure how well that's showing up on camera. We've got a helm. We've got one who's shouting. We've got a cool guy with a visor over his eyes. We've got an unhelmeted guy who seems to be smirking. Or is it? No, he's got a big scar on his face, just down there. And then we've got a guy with short-cut hair who looks kind of funky. We've also got a injured arm, which is kind of neat, and the aforementioned arm holding a helmet. There's also a spare las gun on here. It's kind of cool that some of the guard kits, the Cadian kits, came with las guns that were just free floating, that you could just use for whatever. Like, they're great in vehicles for decorations, if the vehicle is open topped. We have the commander head over here, who doesn't have a particularly big hat, but then, to be fair, commissars' hats are meant to be bigger. We have the pimp cane, or command cane, which, as I've said, you could augment with the icon off the top of the standard. We've got 2 standard options in this set. You've got the single set of commander legs. Now, one thing you could choose to do is to instead build up the commander as a platoon commander and not give him those legs, which kind of means he doesn't stand out as much, but also doesn't mean it also means he doesn't look as official. But like, this kit is designed to be fully compatible with the standard plastic Cadians, not so much the snap fits. Pardon me while I drop one as I try to bring it over. Like, I've got one of the snap fits here or push fits that you can't buy anymore because GW have currently discontinued them. Hopefully they bring them back, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. GW don't seem to want to provide cheaper options to get into armies anymore, or to bolster the units. I mean, here's a version of a Cadian standard trooper that I've converted to have a bolter with a bayonet under it, and you can see just how big a bolter should be. Bolters aren't small, they are huge. Anyway, this is them. This is the squad unbuilt. I will build them and share and be back. Okay, and so the command squad are now painted. Well, painted to my minimum standard at least. So, before we look too much more at them and I discuss them too much more, here's what the art on the old Cadian command squad boxes front used to look like. Well, what it looked like when I got into the hobby, and compared to the more boring modern art. I just figured I'd show it since I had the cut out of the box. So, I've chosen to build these up as a melter gunner, a heavy flamer, a medic who has taken some significant damage himself, but it adds character. A standard, which I could do more painting on, but if I put too much, there comes a point where if you seek perfection too hard, you'll never attain it. And I kind of want to do other things. And then we have the sergeant. Then we have the company commander. Now I may well run him as a platoon commander. I chose to keep him bare bone, practically bare bones. I mean, bare bones would be a las pistol. But I went, right, I'm probably not going to... if I take this guy in my army, I'm taking him purely as bonus orders, and taking the squad with him as backup. So in terms of the kit, for many years this was the only place you'd get special weapons besides individually. That was kind of an annoyance, to say the least. Like, you could convert the models to have special weapons, but this was the only place to have that you could find special. Pardon the noise of my cat there. It just happens. I have one room to do everything in, and that includes having the cat share the room with me. Well, both of them, but one of them's a bit more quiet. So yes, now this is a pretty simple paint job, and I could go in with a whole lot more details, but yeah. So the gold helmets basically is a thing relating to my guard regiment that they all have. Well, the main helmets that the regiment have are these awesome ones from Victorian Miniatures that I paint up to look gold, but I don't know if I'm going to keep the helmets on these models or not. If I keep these models as they are, I can field them anywhere. If I swap the helmets out for Victorian Miniatures ones, I can only field them at independent stockists, and who knows what's going to happen with the future. Who knows what rules GW will force on independent tournaments. Yeah. Anyway, enough getting sidetracked. The kit itself is decent-ish. For the time it was pretty good. These days it leaves a bit to be desired, considering that a lot of kits these days are coming with all the options that they need rather than only some of them. In terms of sprues, like the parts that are left on the sprue so far are, I've got some grenades left on there that I can attach onto the models. There's a bayonet in sheath. There's rebreathers, which I save for doing Kazakhstan conversions. One day I'll do a video on that. We have sniper rifle. We have parts for the flamers and plasma gun. We have a torso there, plasma pistol, plasma gun, power fist, grenade launcher, arms and medical fabric thing and all. Orders. I mean, I've seen someone paint that up as newspaper, which is actually impressive. I've seen people also paint it like toilet paper. We have the helmet for a Vox operator and a Vox, plus a hand for him on having over his ear to listen to the comm unit. We have a binocular pair of pistols, both for the same orientation, sadly. How basically the last pistol is the only thing that fits in the holsters. We also have spare parchment. guess that's all of them. And so that's the actual squad itself. Now, how they compare with, say, Primaris Marines. Finally, Marines dwarf them. Canon S, who will appear in their own video soon. Incomplete heavy weapons team. That's the next guard video. Well, actually no, the next guard video is on the unit these are from. But the next official models guard video is on the heavy weapons team. So yeah, this kit, one major caveat with it is that the mould has aged, and aged badly. There was severe mould slip on some parts, not as bad as on the heavy weapons team, but that'll get its own mention. It'll get mentioned more in its own video. Like, it's a cool kit. I don't think it deserved a price raise, but then it is, like, what, 15 to 20 years old? Like, criticisms I'll give of the kit, realistically, is, it should have more options in it. Like, there should be the option for a blank banner, and there should be more options just in general. Like, there should be the close combat options to equip all the unit with chainswords and las pistols. All of them should be able to have the same special weapon if you want them to. There should be the options in there for alternative heads, because there isn't really. There's, on top of the heads that I use there, there's those two. There's that one. There's that one. And yeah, that's basically it in terms of heads. There isn't many. Like, it's a cool kit, like that last pistol arm. But yeah, like, it's a cool enough kit, but in this day and age, if GW are going to charge more for guard kits, they need a lot more in them. Like, looking at the new Cadians, and who knows when I'll actually look at the kit, because, well, that kit costs nearly $80. Ouch. That's an expense. Like, these models are cool, but in this day and age they need a lot more details done to them. Like, the kit needs a lot more on it. What I will say is impressive is that this was done in a time when the kits were all sculpted, when the moulds were all sculpted by hand. Not digitally like they do these days, but by hand. So, for the time, it was pretty impressive. But these days, not so much. Like, we've seen what the Krieg kit looks like, and that's truly got a lot of options on it. But yeah, final thoughts on these models. They're a decent enough unit. Honestly, most of us will probably be fielding the commander without his squad, because command squads aren't that good. They just aren't, especially with the fact that, if I remember right, they pay extra for their special weapons, and they aren't actually all that great. Like, at the same time, they are a useful unit, and yeah, I'm kind of running at a loss of anything else to say, really. They're a useful unit and all, but I look forward to seeing what GW does if they resculpt them. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll share more in future. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're still watching at this late stage in the video. I notice how few people watch my videos all the way to the end. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.